Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. For those who weren't around in the morning, let me reintroduce myself. My name is Michael Coleman. I'm the head of programs and communications here at International House. For those who were here in the morning, we really hope you enjoyed all of the presentations and the conversations and the feedback that was received in talking about 100 years of UA Opera. And that really is what iHouse is all about, bringing people together, helping to create cross-cultural understanding. The friendships and the networking and all the conversations that we saw over lunch. But now we also have another special guest to join us. And to introduce that special guest, I'm going to turn the podium back over to Susanna. Thank you so much for coming today.
Welcome back, everybody. For those of you who are just joining us, we are excited to be commemorating the 100-year anniversary of Women's Yue Opera. This is also the first time that Yue Opera is celebrated in a manner that connects academic and as well as artistic perspectives outside China. So again, we're really making history here. And right now, we're extremely thrilled and honored to have with us one of Yue Opera's greatest contemporary star, Miss Jun'an Wang. As the organizer, I would like to extend a special thanks to Miss Wang Jun'an. She is joining us straight between back-to-back shows in China, and she literally hopped on a plane from China, and she had to transfer planes twice between layovers. She's really committed to coming here, and it's just utterly incredible. It's literally, I didn't expect her to say yes to coming here, and so it's a huge dream come true for me for her to be part of our event. And it's utterly incredible that we're able to have her here at the University of Chicago. And we're also extremely excited and honored to have Ms. Jun'an Wang joining us for this celebration. One of the most popular and critically acclaimed Yue Opera performers in contemporary China, Jun'an Wang specializes in the art of the young male lead role, Xiao Sheng, of the Ying School style. She has received the highest possible national level theatrical award, the Plum Blossom Award. Rare for any Chinese opera artist, Wang Jun'an received her college education, lived and worked in the US from 1996 to 2003. She served as artist in residence for the Five College Consortium and has given performance lectures in English at Mount Holyoke, Amherst, and Harvard. Her creation and performance of the Song poet Liu Yong launched her a national tour of more than 50 shows from 2012 to 2013. Today, Ms. Wang will share insights into the onstage construction of masculinity through the female body and the process behind her portrayal of Song Dynasty poet Liu Yong, which is the role that earned her the highest theatrical award. So let us give our utmost round of applause to welcome Ms. Wang Jun'an on stage.
Thank you, Suzanne, for the introduction. Thank you for the invitation. I'm so happy to be here today, and it's a pleasure and an honor today to talk about Yue Opera. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I will be facilitating your performance lecture by asking you some initial questions. How did you begin your career as a Yue Opera performer?
I was born in Shenzhou, Zhejiang province, the birthplace of Yue. And when I was very young, I used to listen to Yue all the time on the public address system in my hometown. I also liked to sing and dance when I was very little. And because my mother, she was a big fan of Yue.
So is mine.
Oh, yeah. So one day, when the Fuzhou Fanghua troupe came to my hometown to recruit future students, I was encouraged to try out, and I was selected, and that is how I started my career. I went to Fanghua troupe in Fujian when I was only 12 years old. I had 24 classmates, all girls, and the oldest one was 18. I was the youngest in the class. We also had 4 years training program. We studied singing, acting, and dancing. Dancing means acrobatics classes. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. I also learned, how to use my voice as my first lesson. I remember to study, how to vocalize, how to use my voice to sing like a professional. I remember at that time in Fuzhou, the area where the troupe was located was not like now. Was not developed like now. It was all the empty fields like in the very countryside. So all of us, all the girls, we will got up in the very early morning around 5 a.m. We will go out in the middle of the field and vocalize like something like that. We will stand there to vocalize to practice our voice. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe you can tell us a bit more about what was the training experience like for a professional Chinese opera performer.
It's a hard, very difficult and hard study. I told you before, we had a 4 years training. Every day, the schedule was very full. And my first performance was at age 16 when I was portrayed the character of Jia Baoyu, Hong Lou Meng. Yeah. So at that time, my teacher Ying Guifang was still alive, and she will set off the stage like over there, and then supported me every night. It's been a long time since I joined Fanghua Troupe in 1981. I'm still performing. As you mentioned before, I just finished 6 performances in Wenling, and the audience seemed very happy. Yeah.
Yeah, people were like screaming and then swarming into the room. And so, so we're really glad that you're here today.
Yeah, but as we discussed, do you want to learn some movements So
I guess the question here is we're all very interested because the male impersonating role is very unique to opera in a way, and Juan Wang is like the best possible male impersonator in opera, and so we would like to know what does it feel like and how to actually perform a man on stage as a female actress.
Why don't we try this? I think everybody in the audience could try. Chinese language is a tonal language. It's already has the music tone. Yeah, why don't we try? Everybody could try. Yeah. Let's say this. I have to think about it. What would be the simple vocabulary that I could try?
娘子.
Oh, 娘子. Oh, okay. 娘子 is the calling for a wife.
Yeah, or a deer, or
a
like
deer.
if you,
Yeah.
your partner.
So let's try this. 娘子. how about have a 起调, singing melody?
And Jun'an is the best. Her 起调 is like the best among the in schools. It's very utterly mesmerizing. A lot of audience just like wait for this moment during her performance. It's truly
Let's try, everybody. Let's
mesmerizing.
try. Let me sing first. 娘子啊 Do you think you guys could try? It's you could try, yeah.
We can all do it together.
Yeah.
Let's just do it.
娘子啊 It's very good. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, and this opening tune, this starting tune, it's supposed to externalize your innermost, like dearest, warmest, tenderest feeling for your lover. And the in school is the best at this among
Yeah, I know,
all the
yeah.
million
It's
person.
very soft and very showing the true feelings, how much the husband is in love with his wife. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like a caressing
yeah.
sound.
yeah. One more?
Okay,
Okay.
one more.
请走 Sit down. Yeah, that means sit down. 请走 Oh, 娘子请走
娘子轻手
Oh my God, that sounds like so good. Yeah. Let's try again. 娘子请走
娘子轻手
What do you think?
Very good. Everyone's doing a great job. And now I think Jun'an wants to demonstrate some moves, not just through sound. She wants to use her body. So
Anybody interested? Do you want to come up?
yeah, just
Here?
come up stage.
Oh wow! Yeah, come. Yeah. So we could leave one chair. Yeah. You need help? Yeah, of course. Yeah. I'm so happy to see this. So excited. Yeah. This, 外婆，谢谢，外婆当中，站当中，
We also have a lot of local fans in Chicago that are Jun'an fans as well.
Okay, 小生 the young male lead, when they walk on stage, you use like this, and when your eyes are facing a little bit to the left, yeah. Then do again to another side. Yeah. When you're holding, move this leg and using, yeah, you can't do like this. You cannot do this. Let me see. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, good. Yeah. Then stand straight. Then we could do look at the moon. Everything has to be round. Look at the moon. Yeah? What do you guys think? Huh? Let's do it again. Look at the moon. Yeah? Look at the moon. Wow. So good. Yeah? Yeah, thank you. 说谢谢 in thank you, you could use sleeves. If we don't have the sleeves, we could also use like this. Yeah, you could do like this. Thank you. Yeah. 也不要屁股不要太缺啊，就是一点点哎。Thank you, yeah, yeah. Thank you. You guys like a professional, yeah. 谢谢谢谢。
Thank you so
感谢啊
much. Thank you so much for all of
Yeah,
you who
thank
come
you.
on stage. Yeah, so now Jian actually specially created an English lecture, an English presentation, especially for Chicago, that she's going to talk about her creation of the role, the Song poet Liu Yong, which is not only her original creation on stage of this character, but also would earn her the highest possible national award of theater, which, you know, in the US sense would be the Oscars in China. And so she's going to be, she prepared a whole lecture for this. So let's now welcome her to give us, share your insights into Liu Yong.
In 2010, after my solo performance in Shanghai, I feel like I need to do something new, something different from the Yuezhu art. So I was looking for a new script, and it was not so easy to find the right script. So one day when I was having tea with the director from Beijing, who mentioned that the Song Dynasty period, with its openness, tolerance, and higher literary accomplishments, would be a good setting for Yuezhu play. The Song poet Liu Yong could be a good character to portray. In Yuezhu, it is all about beauty in our costumes, makeup, singing, so the dynasty of Song is a good match. So I took the idea to come to Fujian, one of the most known and respected scriptwriter, Wang Renjie, an old friend who at that time was recovering from stroke. I had to work on him a bit to get him interested. So finally, he promised he would think about it and then started working on a script. Because of his stroke, poor Wang Renjie couldn't write out by his hand could not write out the play by hand. He used his cell phone to write the play. Yeah. The first production of the play we made at Fujian was not to our liking. So we had invested a lot of time and effort in the set, the costumes, rehearsals, and so on, but decided to redo the effort. It took a lot of convincing. Almost everyone was against the redo. Wang Renjie recommended another director who also came from Beijing, Jingju opera troupe. And this proved to be a good choice. And with her help, we were able to produce a wonderful and successful play. Liu Yong has been performed nationwide more than 60 times now and continue to be performed. We are going to perform Liu Yong in July this year in Hong Kong. Yeah. That's the background about how I choose, why made me choose the song poet Liu Yong. From the character development perspective, Liu Yong, I just wanted to talk a little bit about Liu Yong. this character. Liu Yong is a very conflicted person. I think to portray Liu Yong, it was very difficult. I was under a lot of pressure because this character is not the same as a traditional character from Yue operas. So I wanted to just describe a little bit about Liu Yong. Liu Yong is a very conflicted person. He wanted to be a poet, but as a scholar, he was under pressure to be a high official, even though he was not very good at it. He wanted to stay with the woman he loved, but he left to pursue his official duties. When he came back to see his loved one, he realized she did not wait for him and things had changed. He had a lot of disappointments in his life, a lot of ups and downs. It is only at the end of his life that he realized that his career aspirations were not as valuable as his art and his poetry. And about innovation, I wanted to explain a little bit about Liu Yong, how it's different from traditional Yue opera in terms of character creation and singing and stage conventions. You know, traditional Yue opera is focused in love stories and family relationships. Young men fall in love with young ladies, love at first sight. So Liu Yong is the life story of a deeply conflicted person. The play is about human condition, and for me, I never get bored playing this character. The singing is also different in that I incorporated elements from Jingju, Kunqu, Huaju, and even Pingtan in the performance. And this is something that my teacher Ying Guifang also did. I wanted to show some examples. The first scene, 起调. I just say, we just demonstrated 起调 before. 起调 is a signature melody that the audience really enjoy to listen. Usually in Ying style, the 起调 we sang before, we always go down at the end. 娘子 So in traditional way, according to Ying style, the 起调 is always going down. But because Liu Yong, in the first scene for Liu Yong is the happiest moment in his life. So the 起调 we designed at the end of the 起调 is going up. So let's see the video. So in this way, when the girls asking Liu Yong to come out, yeah. So that's why we are going up, yeah, because he's so happy.
几情归，情回苦难我，花影君心。
Okay. Thank you. The second theme and the end of the theme, when Liu Yong gets rejected by the emperor, I use 京剧散板. 京剧散板 is there's no it is called like free written to express his heartbroken and to love at himself.
我娱乐罢了，落啦，
我看你呀，倒是风骚骨，气概密，女孩子喜欢，皇帝不欣赏。
万岁，不是问夸我吗？
你呀，压根儿就不是当官的料啊！还是照圣上旨意，且去填词吧。
圣上，此意填词，我没有了吧？我没有了吧？我是奉旨点字留3遍。青鸾天上自千开半无人啊，后奏君臣不许不来，铁打童子天下第一。奉旨填词与三遍。
Thank you. And the fifth theme, I use Ping Tan techniques when Liu Yong tells a story to Cong Cong. Ping Tan is an art form from Suzhou that is used to tell storytelling.
好，你讲我听。从娘，神仙的故事本不尽，我不忘生死，也不忘听。好，话说有一天，何仙姑到处 在心间。
辛
为了个师兄，早过去二声声喊。我不听，何中同兵家园子，师兄方丈不理。他说是从来男女不相认，同兵见你空扎二人。说不清，
想不到上仙也有这等烦恼，那无心姑怎么办？
那仙姑说：“最后呢，你化为的我吞下毒，不就没事了？”
哎呀，还是上仙有办法。
可是啊，可是同兵当酒肉，欢送里蓝彩虹，节奏有灯。最为好轮到仙姑惶恐神。
哎呀，这无仙姑该怎么办？
怎么办？老办法，自己花灯同宾口。
哎呀，倒是多过去了。
可是这欢送的蓝彩虹啊，是何等神仙很绝色，早远见昆分明，同病无奈将仙骨痛。一番笑谈，风波平。
哎呀，不，馆长。
In the sixth scene, I use the elements from Kunqu and Jingju in the stage conventions. I use a young clown. I think you got. I usually in Yueju we don't usually do this, but because of this character needs, this is in Jingju, you know, 小丑, something they would do. But I use this for this character to mask his unhappiness at the realization that the woman he loves did not wait for him. You know, he tried to tell a story. Yeah. Okay, that's working on the sixth scene. Yeah. This is the last scene for Liu Yong play. When Liu Yong is old and weak, I use Kunqu techniques in the singing part. I use also Jingju Lao Shen, old gentleman, movements when walking on the stage. And I also wear 胡子, 胡子 bear. This is also never tried before. I always portray the character of a handsome young man, but wear 胡子, it was my first time. Maybe we watch the video a little bit, then I perform this piece for you guys. stop here, please? Yeah, thank you. I also wanted to simply talk a little bit more about Liu Yong, because Liu Yong, in the history, I mean, he doesn't have that much information about Liu Yong. I just wanted to say Liu Yong was born in Fujian province in Wuyisan, and he left home and never returned. He came from a very good family. His father and brothers were all officers. And he was like a Michael Jackson, I mean, a rock star during his life. There was a saying, wherever there is a well, you will hear Liu Yong's poem song. So the actresses at that time all wanted to perform his works. He was a real interesting person, lived in a very interesting times when literature and poetry were highly valued. Wang Renjie spent a lot of time in research and discovered that some of the characters in Liu Yong's poems were historical characters, like you saw before in the video, Cong Cong. Yeah, Wang Renjie also found Cong Cong in Liu Yong's original poems. Wang Renjie used 6 of Liu Yong's poems to build life stories on stage. So this script is something really different from the Yueju traditional plays. Yeah. Okay, let me do my piece. The singing.
当年我是自家于是。 家过不去。姑苏城与天子山，相交长安远。岁岁平生随往事，不觉潭水与马送，不自叹。爱我的，恨我的，痛我的，怨我的，再相逢，再相逢残月，杨柳。